Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Anne's House of Six. So glad to have you back again this week. I wanted to talk to you about garage sales this week. Garage sales season is coming up. I know around where I live, when things start to get warmer, which is not yet. Today is May 1st and it is freezing outside still. I still have my winter coat hanging in my hallway and I still use it. And this is getting ridiculous. But anyway, garage sale season is coming up. And usually when the weather turns warmer, people start having their garage sales. And my husband loves garage sales. We have had so many things brought home from garage sales. And I will say most of them we've used. He's brought home, I'm going to show you some of them, but he's brought home plates, mugs. He's brought home gardening equipment such as rakes, shovels, clippers. What else has he brought home? He's brought home tools. He's brought home things like hammers, saws, drills. He's brought things home for my son who runs his own business. Oh, there's probably a lot of stuff I'm missing, but he brought me home one time a huge bag of yarn, and I love to knit. So he brought me home a huge bag of yarn one time. I can't remember what he paid for it, but I just loved it. It was great. Anyway, garage sales. A great way to save some money, especially if you're just starting out in your own home or your own apartment, whatever it may be. The only thing with garage sales is you're not going to find everything you need right away. It may not be perfect. You may need to fix it in some way. Maybe paint it. Maybe definitely probably clean it. But it's really a good way to start gathering things for a new home. And especially when you're starting out, and especially, these days where mortgages and rents are so high, if you can buy things, you can get dining room tables, you can get couches, and most of the time they're in very good condition. And people, especially like a table, there's people that are, their parents have passed, and this has happened to us too. Parents have passed and you already have furniture and you just don't know what you're going to do with another dining room table or kitchen table. So they put them out in a garage sale, and they're usually a really good price and they're usually in really good condition. I've seen a number of them. So garage sales are a great place to start. If you need to start your household and you need things for your house or your apartment, they're a wonderful place to start collecting things, and a really low price. The beauty of garage sales is it helps to keep those items out of landfills, so we're not crowding up our landfills. I wrote a few things down. It also supports your local community. Sometimes you'll find your community center may hold a yard sale or a garage sale, and that supports them. It also teaches your kids to value money. I know our kids have learned that. They do appreciate some of the older furniture that I think a lot of kids don't appreciate. I know my son was helping a neighbor who has a business that when apartment is being released, where it's going to be rented again, the tenant has moved out and they want to clean up the apartment to rent again. There's been furniture that's been left behind, and my son has brought home this old stereo. I to say it's probably from the 60s. It has the inbuilt turntable, and it works great. The sound is really good. It's this huge, long credenza type thing with the stereo built in and the speakers on the side. And he brought that home. He wants to keep that. He also brought home this bookshelf behind me, which I'm not really a fan of, but you know, this is an example. This was free, and it's solidly built. It needs a bit of work. You know, you could paint it, you could strip it down and stain it, but the wood is solid wood. So that's another thing he brought home for free. And then there also with garage sales too, there's the thrill of the hunt. And I think that's what my husband enjoys. Sometimes he has a specific list of what he wants to look for. Sometimes I give him a list of things that I'd like to have. And I think it's kind of the thrill of the hunt, trying to find those items that you want. The thing is, though, you do have to be patient. You're not always going to find it right away. You might have to go to several sales, several weeks in a row, before you find exactly what you're looking for. So some tips with the garage sale. I think it's best to go very early if you want the good stuff. If you want a really, really good price on something, going late is the best time, as long as it's still going to be there. That's the only thing. If an item you're looking at is still going to be there and you go later, usually the owner of that item just wants to get rid of it, so they're going to give it to you for a really good price. Always bring small bills and change with you, because a lot of times, you know, the owner does not have a lot of change to give out, so bring small bills and change. Bring a tote bag or a box with you that you can leave in your car, so you can put those items that you buy into a box or a bag. And don't be afraid to ask for a better deal. A lot of times people are looking to just downsize. Maybe they're moving and they want to get rid of items. So don't be afraid to kind of ask for something in a lower price. Negotiate, that's what I want to say, negotiate for a lower price. A lot of things you can get too. You can get a lot of kids' toys, which are great. We did that when the kids were small. There's a lot of toys out there that are in good condition. Some just need a wash. And we did that for our kids. We also one time had a I can't remember the brand, Fisher Price or Play School, but it was a large climbing toy, and it was like a square, had 4 different sides. Each side had some type of different cutouts the kids could crawl through. There was a slide, there was a bench inside, and my God, that lasted our kids for years. And then we ended up, I think we just gave it to a neighborhood family. I can't remember if we actually sold it. We did have it at a garage sale, but I think we ended up just giving it to a neighborhood family, and they used it for years too. So it's amazing what you can find. I also want to mention too, I think I mentioned to you before, I do have an Etsy store called Slater Digital Studios, and I'll link it below the description of this video. And on that, in my shop, I do have a garage sale checklist. So it's just a checklist of how to prepare 2 to 3 weeks before a sale, what to do the week before, and what to do the day of. So it's a handy little checklist just to kind of help you get organized if you want to run your own garage sale. So I'm gonna insert in this video some of the things, just a couple of the things my husband brought home that I thought were kind of neat. And it's really amazing what you can find, and it will help with your budget to, you know, allow you to buy some household items, maybe some tools you need. Um, and it helps you to set up your household. These are just a couple of the household items that my husband has found at garage sales. These dishes, he got 41 dishes for $20. And these are IKEA dishes. They're just plain white. So they're great to use for any time. We use some of them for every day. And then I put some aside just to, when you have Christmas or a special occasion, keep some of them nice and, they start getting the fork and knife marks on them. I've kept some just to have for a nice dinner. And then there's been mugs, tons of mugs he's brought home. I've had to tell him to stop. But these latest ones, there was 6 mugs in a box, an unopened box. I don't know whether people get these as gifts and they decide it doesn't go with their decor, they don't want them. But, they're just everyday mugs that we use. The best thing I love that he's brought home is some of these Wedgwood pieces. I have a couple of these little saucers. I have a larger plate. I love these. These are beautiful. And these are the Wedgwood. This bowl, I don't think it's Wedgwood. There's no markings on the back. But it looks like that. And I just love these blue dishes. They're beautiful. Brought that home. I use these a lot of times for fruit, like grapes. So, just kind of the air holes so the fruit doesn't go bad. And then here's another one. This one was made in Britain. It's marked made in Britain. Beautiful. So these are just a minute amount of things he's brought home. He's brought gardening equipment, rakes, shovels. He has brought home electrical tools. I think he got a drill, like almost brand new drill for $1. So there's so many different things that you can get at garage sales that you can use for your house. I had to show you, this is another item my husband found at a garage sale. Frank Vatier's Pizzeria. Frank Vatier was my uncle. And he had several pizzerias, I guess mainly in Toronto, that were well known for a Chicago deep dish style of pizza. And they were quite popular. So it was kind of neat when he found these at a garage sale and brought them home for me. And my niece also found, same thing, Frank Vatier's Pizzeria, but on a Frisbee. So it's probably a promotional item at the time. And she brought that home for me too. It's amazing what you can find. You never know what people have in their garage, their basement. You never know what you can find. The only other thing I want to say is there's certain things at garage sales that I wouldn't buy, and that would be any old cosmetics, things like that. Don't touch. It's not worth it. Old car seats, the regulations for car seats change quite often, so I would not buy that. And really any type of baby item, unless maybe it's a playpen or something like that, but I wouldn't. They're changing all the time, regulations for baby items, so I really wouldn't purchase those. Anything that is broken or looks like it could be unsafe, then just pass on those. But usually you'll find that people who are having garage sales, they're not interested in selling anything that could be a problem to someone. And they usually don't sell broken items either. So that's usually fine. So the next time you see a garage sale sign, don't pass it up. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go have a look at it. It's amazing what you can find. You never know what little treasure you're going to find. And saving money doesn't have to be complicated. It can be fun, and it can be nostalgic too, if you find things that maybe were from your childhood. So I'd love to know in the comments below if you go to garage sales, and what was the best find at a garage sale that you ever found. And I hope you'll give this video a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.